Okay, guys, we're going to recap some of the price action for Bitcoin. We're also going to cover XRP. So take note of this yellow ring here and this white ring right here. This is a video I put out. This was on December 17th. I've said Bitcoin bearish divergence, next upside target 26,000. So take note this yellow ring right here, 24,669, and this white ring here at 26,000. Seeing if we push up, this is your first point to possibly get rejected. If you push above that, this is your next target. This is the chart. You can see how it played out. Apparently, there's a misconception about my charts. I get some comments, people saying, why are you bearish? You're in a bull run. Why are you telling people to short? Guys, my charts are for swing trading. People want to know when to potentially put in a short or put in a long. And you can see on this chart, price pushed up and got perfect rejection. So you knew to potentially put in a short right here. I mean, it doesn't mean we're going to crash. It just means this is a point to potentially get rejected, put in a short. It comes back up, you find support, this is where you put in a long. You come up to this point, you would put in a short. So let me show you, and I'll zoom out and show you the bigger picture of this chart. We're going to cover some more as well. But let me show you, well, actually, I'm going to go through, my Twitter is now private, so for you to access, you have to have access to my charts, have access to my Twitter. This is the XRP chart, and I was saying this is quite a drop. You see we came down, this is previous resistance, this became support. This was a 68% drop. And someone, I was leaving a comment, and I said previous resistance turned support. I said, I call XRP a crap coin, but I said, hey, if you're bullish, that could be a nice point to buy. And again, you can see we came down to previous resistance, what became support. So this would be a perfect point to buy in. And you can see how this played out. Again, this is the XRP chart. If you would have, you can see right here, the wick came all the way down here, but if you would have just longed from this point, again, resistance, flipped as support. So if you would have longed from right here, that was around 66%. And notice where we came down. We found perfect support right here. So let me give you some price targets for XRP. So if your current support right now, hold on a sec. So your current support right now for XRP is 0.82. If we drop, your support is going to be 0.232. If we push up, your resistance is right here at 0.317. And if you push above that, your resistance is going to be 0.40. So guys, this could play out a number of ways. It doesn't matter if it goes up or down. You have points potentially long and short from. If we drop down to this point, this would be a potential point to long from. If we push up, you know, let's say we come down, we do something like this, and you push up, this would be a potential point to short from. It does not mean when you hit this point we're going to crash. It just means if you want to chance a short, this would be an ideal point. You can see this was a lot of support, so this would turn as resistance. It doesn't mean it can't be broken. Again, it's for swing trading, guys. That's the misconception about these charts. I'm giving you points to long and short. Let's go through a few more of these. So let's see here. So right here, this is a chart. I was saying, look, BTC might get a little pump. We were finding resistance underneath this trend line. So if we push up, take note this yellow ring. That is the same yellow ring right here. Notice right here. So I said, look, if we push above this, you know, we could get a pump. And you can see how this played out. This is another chart I showed on a pattern we were in. We pushed up, and I had an arrow right here. This is this yellow ring. I said, if you wanted to put in a short, this would be an ideal point to do it. And you can see how this played out. As soon as we hit that ring, it came down. So again, it's for swing trading. You have your support and resistance levels already mapped out. So if you would have shorted this with leverage, you did pretty well. That is this point right here. Let's cover some other ones here. So this is another tweet I made. I said, look, if we're finding support here, if we break support of this yellow trend line, guys, I update these charts hourly. Actually, all day long on Christmas, I was updating these charts. If you break support here, this is your support. Otherwise, we're going to go higher. And you see it pushed up. We found resistance. We pushed up, found resistance at this point. This right here, this is the Euro chart. I said we topped out an important trend line on the Coinbase BTC Euro chart. While yes, this is Euro, you can clearly see how well price has been respecting this fib channel line. We could move sideways underneath or start dropping. If we push above, I would expect one hell of a pump. You can see this is resistance, resistance, resistance. We hit it, got topped out. Again, swing trading, guys. I said if we push above this, expect a pump. When a fib channel line has been giving you this much resistance, when you break it, you can get a pump. And you can see how this played out. And this is where I was mentioning there's bearish divergence. I'm going to cover that in just a minute. Right here, you can see how this played out. As soon as we pushed above it, we got a pump. And this is where I was talking about, and that's where I showed you in that previous video. This is my target if we pushed up, was around 26,000, and that's where we currently got rejected. So let me go through a couple of these charts. So again, let me show you. So I'm going to zoom out so you see the bigger picture. You know, I covered this in previous videos. Let me move this out of the way. So again, this is a fib circle. You can see this was support, support, resistance, resistance, support, resistance, support. So you notice we're bouncing back and forth between these rings. So again, we pushed up. We found support, support, we pushed up. So what's a likely point to get rejected? This ring. We could come down, find support on this yellow ring, potentially push back up, get rejected here. Your lowest point potentially to get find support would be right here. It does not mean we have to go lower. I'm just saying this is a point that could potentially be topped out. So I'm saying we're topped out right now. People say, what do you mean we're topped out? We could go much higher. Yes, we could, but this is a point to likely get rejected, to have a correction, to come down before potentially pushing higher. So again, we're probably topped out. We could come down, find support, push back up. Or if we do break this support right here, this would be your point to potentially long. If we break this, then your next point to long from would be right here. This was very strong resistance. It would become support. So again, guys, just trying to show you, it's for swing trading. This chart here, so I would like to point out, we had one heck of a pump. We happen to be at a ring that could be this would be resistance to potentially come back down. So again, since we topped out at that ring, you know, you can see right here, price is pushing up. The RSI is going down. The MACD is going down. The MACD is trending down, the RSI is trending down, price is trending up. That is called bearish divergence. That means we could possibly start coming back down. Not calling for a crash, just saying potentially topped out to come back down and test some lower targets. This is that chart that I showed you in that tweet. This was our resistance, 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 resistance. This is how we pushed. Let me show you this again here, where I made the tweet about it. Let me see here. So right here, I was talking about, notice when we hit it right here is where we made contact. So we kind of kept testing it, testing it, testing it. As soon as we broke it, that's when we had a pump. Notice we're coming down now. So again, all I'm saying is be cautious. The MACD, again, this is bearish divergence. I think we're topped out at this ring. We're already coming back down. So again, this is your first support. Your next support is this white ring. Let me cover a couple other things. So this is just another chart just showing you. Notice this this white ring, this brown ring. So you want to have support and resistance levels. Notice we got rejected here. We found support, resistance, support, resistance. Then it flipped as support, support, became resistance. We found support on this brown ring. Again, I update these charts hourly, daily. We're moving up a rising wedge. Where do we find support? Right here on this ring. We found support on it again. At this point, we pushed up, found resistance, flipped support. So again, you know, I bought here, wrote it up, took my profit. It's called swing trading, guys. On the way up, on the way down, it does not matter. This is that same white ring. Notice we're coming down. You know, I gave you this target back on December 17th. I would like to point out, guys, now I did make a video about this. I'll put a link into this video to that animation. But guys, this is the ring you need to pay attention to. If we push up, this is the highest point I see us going. Again, you have to have access to the charts, follow me on Twitter to get this target. But again, if we push up, you can see this fib circle here. We break, this is all the same fib circle. When we broke this fib circle, when we crossed it, we broke the 20-week, this yellow moving average. When we crossed this blue ring, we broke the 20-week, we came down. We broke this blue ring, we crossed the blue ring, we broke the 20-week, we dropped. So it doesn't mean that has to play out the same way. If we do push up, this is the highest point I see us going before getting rejected. We could ride down this ring, potentially catch up with this moving average. Then, you know, depending on what happens, if we cross this and break the 20-week, we're coming down much lower. If we happen to, you know, cross this ring and we push up, hey, you know, we're off to the moon. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens, but do pay attention to this chart. Again, if we push up, this highest point I see us going. I do expect a big move when we cross this. This target right here completely matches up with this peak of the bull run 2.0 chart. That would be this red trend line right here. And just to kind of show you what actually how this works. So this is our previous bear market bull run. This is where I put in our last peak, and you can see right here we pushed up, we found resistance at this orange ring. We pushed above it, found support on this blue line, support on the blue line. Then we pushed up above this green line and got rejected at the red line. Came down and tested the green line. So I think the same thing could play out. So let me zoom in right here. So that's what I'm saying can happen. Notice right here. We pushed above the green line, this one right here, got rejected. Oh, this thing's driving me crazy. We pushed up, let me just move this back. We pushed above this green line, got rejected the red line, came down, tested the green line. And notice where the orange ring is here. So what I'm saying is the same thing could play out. If we push up, so you can see this. So notice we're just above this green line now. So if we push up, a likely point to get rejected right here. This matches up completely with this target here. So if we push up, this could be a likely point. We could come back down and test this green line, just like back here in our previous bull run. Pushed above green, rejected at red. Pushed above green, rejected at red. This plays along with this ring and this ring right here. So I'm saying expect a major move. We could get rejected at this ring and come down. Again, this target, if you have access to the chart, just look right, you'll see the price. I do have the price label shown on the charts if you have access. But pay attention to that. All these charts aren't available on the website. It's called Peak of the Bull Run 2.0. The names of the charts are shown right here. I'll show the names of every chart. But guys, that's pretty much it. Again, if you want to access these charts, the website's octoworkcrypto.com. The link will be pinned in the first comment and in the description. Again, I have Bitcoins, altcoins, precious metals, and stocks, and tutorials teaching how to create these charts. But do pay attention, guys. I do think we are temporarily topped out. I'm not saying we're going to crash. I'm just saying it's possible to come down and test some of these lower targets before possibly pushing back up. And do pay attention to the fact that we do have some bearish divergence. We're at resistance, and again, we could come down and test some lower targets. Guys, that's it. Until the next video, trade safe.